the 7th Marines each had about 3,000 men. So that's 9,000 infantry, and there were almost 11,000 Japs on the island.
Tank driver said, you know, this is it. Out you go. Jerks the handle. Ramp went down, we're still in the water. One boy right ahead of me, he come out and just swung around the corner of the tank. Got him right through the ears. Small arms fired. Understand he just crawled right back to the tank. The tank driver cranked it up, took him right on back out.
I was supposed to be the first man out on the right side. And when my fire team leader looked at me, and the apprehension I had, he said he'd go first. I wouldn't let him do that, of course, my pride. But before anything was done, the Amtrak went up to the beach and lurched back, and at the same time the ramp fell down, and we all went rolling right out with sweaty faces because the heat was unbearable, and rolled right into the sand.
Oh, when you land on a beach, the confusion is terrible. I went off on the right side of the tractor. One of the guys in our special weapons squad went off the left side of the tractor. He got tied up with eye cover and was killed on the beach. We went off on the right side, and we hit the soft spot.
When I fell off the side of the tractor, I just fell onto the sand in a heap. All mortar ammo bag, canteens, carbine, and of course I had a 45 and a K-bar, and it was certainly not the way John Wayne hit beaches. And a corpsman came crawling over because he thought I was hit, and he put his hand on my shoulder to roll me over, and I thought, oh my God, it's a nip. So I tried to, because they would sometimes come out of, the emplacements right after Amtrak's landed if they could. But so I tried to get my K-bar out, and luckily I couldn't, because I guess I would have carved up the corpsman.
And a lot of guys were stacked up on the beach. They were just lying there. And my first desire was to get off that beach, because the nips were very good with mortars.
You could see tractors to the right and left getting knocked out, and bodies blown up in the air.
And so I just moved ahead, and some of the riflemen had already started moving out, so I was following them. And then we went over into a big tank ditch trap, and there were some guys gathered there, and then we moved out of there and we started going through the brush along the south part of the airstrip.
Later on in the afternoon, as we had moved away from the airfield off to our position close to the 7th Regiment, we started to see the water and beach on the west side of the island. And there were many Japs that were out in the water, fleeing from actually a little cut. And we started firing at them.
It was after we moved inland and saw the ridge system that we realized that no matter how much bombardment they had thrown at it, it would not have neutralized the artillery pieces that they had in place in the ridge system, most of which had steel doors on them.
We all landed with 2 canteens of water. Each canteen is a quart, so we were walking around with a half a gallon. Between 8:30 when we landed on D-Day to 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon, nobody had any water left. The heat, I understand, went up to 118 degrees that day. For the rest of the day, water seemed to be the biggest problem.
Well, we were completely out of water. And along in the middle of the night, this guy that I was in the hole with, he says, God, I don't have any water. You have any water? I said, no. And we all of us carried 2 canteens, but it was so hot on that island, it's just unbelievable. 100, 105, 110 degrees, and very, very humid. And so I thought, well, it's only 7 feet between our foxholes, and I'll just crawl over there. And so I was calling, hey, Gene, hey, Snafu,